The Torah, the 5 books of Moses, is a very mystifying book. The language is often terse. The imagery is difficult to understand. And one particular aspect of the Torah is the order. Or is there an order at all? Sometimes the narrative goes in chronological order. Sometimes the order is totally out of chronology. And when we're speaking about the legal aspects of the Torah, sometimes a law is inserted in a section that it has nothing to do with whatsoever. Is there any thinking to this, or is it just completely random? An excellent example would be this week's double parsha, Tazria Metzora, which speaks about the laws of human beings, and in particular, impurity. The impurity that is brought about with childbirth, the impurity that is brought about because of the disease tzara'at, a type of leprosy that came on the skin. And all of this has to do with the laws of mankind. The previous parsha was Shmini, and the end of Parshat Shmini concerned itself with the laws of animals. Which animals are kosher for consumption, which animals are not kosher for consumption, the laws of the impurity of specific animals. So there does seem to be a connection between these parshiot. On the one hand, Shmini, the laws of animals. On the other hand, Tazria Metzora, the laws of human beings. But why particularly in this order? Why does the Torah first address itself to the laws of animals and then only afterwards to the laws of human beings? Shouldn't it be the opposite way round? And the great commentator Rashi picks up on this immediately. And he says that the order is not coincidental. The order is not random. There is wisdom behind this. The Torah here is continuing with the same order that we saw at the beginning of creation. If we look at the story of creation, first all of the animals were created, the fish, the birds, the beasts, and only afterwards man was created. Likewise, explains Rashi, when we're speaking about the laws of human beings and animals, first the Torah discusses the laws of the animals, and then only afterwards the laws of human beings. So it makes perfect sense. But let's go a step further. Why is it that God created the world in that way? Why did he create all of the animals first, and then only the human being, right at the end of the last day of creation? Why didn't he do it the other way around? And in Tractate Sanhedrin of the Talmud, the sages give 2 answers that are actually diametrically opposed. The first answer is that God created man last because he wanted everything to be ready for him. In the same way that you prepare an entire meal, a banquet, for an important guest. You don't want the guest to have to arrive and to find that things haven't been prepared. You want everything to be ready. So it was that Hashem created absolutely everything in the world and then created man, as it were to say to man, here's the world. It's all for you. You are the pinnacle of creation. You are the greatest. This is one answer that the sages give us. Then they give us another answer. That if a person becomes arrogant and is full of hubris, you can turn to them and say, why do you think you're so special? Even a flea was created before you. Even a tiny little insect. So here we have 2 different approaches. On the one hand, everything was created for man because he's so great. On the other hand, man is not so great because even a little insect came before him. And we can understand with this 2 different schools of thoughts in Musa, in Jewish ethics. And this is something that developed in Lithuania in the 18th and 19th century. One school of thought was to focus on the smallness of man in the scheme of things. Who do you think you are? You're nothing special. What have you to be arrogant about? Look at God and how great he is, and look at how great the creation is. You're a garnished, you're a nothing. And this will help to humble a person. And then there was another approach, and this is very much the approach of the famous Rav Yisrael Salanta. He said, no, on the contrary, look how great a human being is. You're the pinnacle of creation. Everything was created for you. Look at how much you can achieve. This is what the great ethical teachers refer to as Gadlut Adam, the greatness of a human being. Most people are not inspired to hear about how humble they are and how low they are. That works for some people. People need to know about how great they are. Look at how much you can achieve as a human being. You can become, as it says in Psalms, almost an angel. Of course, you can fall down to become nothing, but you can become so great. That is why the Torah uses specifically this order. First the animals, and then the human being. To say that everything was created for us, and we can achieve absolutely wonderful and great things. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.